Okay, so today's topic is the IO map, input output mapping, or you can say that is the input output interface, or you can say that is the input output addressing. Any name you can take. So this is the topic we will learn about. So I am saying that is the input output or IO. Normal I will say that is the IO mapping. So what is the means of IO, how we can map? Okay, so mapping, word mapping is there. So where we are mapping these things, IO means already in the first class, when I take the first class of this subject, then I will tell you about the introduction part. In that part I just tell you about the CPU. First part is CPU, second part is memory, and third part is input output devices. Like that, you just see that picture in the first lecture of this class. So this type of picture you have seen. So first class and the last class have the same picture, so we are connected, I think. So CPU, memory and IO. So here we will learn how can we map this IO devices to the CPU or the memory. So there are some chances, some techniques you can say, sorry. So you have some techniques to interconnect, or you can map these devices to the CPU. So there are some methods for that. So now one by one I will go which are these methods and how can we map that particular parts. So when computer use the common buses, so this is the thing, when computer use the common buses to transfer the information between the memory or IO. Okay, so now we are taking this part again. So CPU is the one unit, that is the central unit, and memory is the one unit, and your IO devices is the one unit. So if memory and the IO devices taking the same or buses, common buses you can take. So for interconnection or sending the information or taking the information, anything you can say. So sending the information, if these memory and the IO devices taking the same buses, then what the CPU will, how can you CPU understand that is coming from the memory, that is coming from the IO device. That's why that IO mapping is needed. So there are two ways to communicate with the IO devices. First is isolate IO, or you can say that is the IO mapped IO. Okay, so we can write this is IO mapped IO. Or second part is memory mapped IO. There are two ways where we can communicate the things. So now you can see this structure or this diagram. You can understand this is your CPU. Okay, this is so the type of buses in the first class I already told you the type of buses you will ask. Then you can say first is address buses, second is data buses, third is control bus. So three types of buses you used in the microprocessors. Okay, so two buses are same, means you can use the address bus and the data bus same for the interconnecting to the memory and the IO devices. Only one thing, only one control bus will change for connecting this IO devices on the and the memory. So if the control bus means this will change, this will change. So control bus will change, control bus will change. These address buses will common to connect the memory to CPU or this IO devices. This will be same. The data bus will be same, but the control bus will be different. Or what the control buses do? Most of the time, read and write operation done by the control bus. Read and write. So you can see, if I just want to do the this type of structure, you can see. So first I am saying there are two ways. So there may be chances to use the common control bus, or there may be chances to change the control bus. So there are two types according to use these control bus. So in the first part, you can see this is the IO mapped IO or isolated IO. You can see the read and write operation is different for the memory and the IO for the IO devices. So you can say the control buses are changed. So control buses are changed means you can use. So I am coming for the next part so you can understand here. So you can use the control buses control buses. So here now control buses use the memory write. So I am writing memory write and memory read, or IO write, IO read and IO write. So these type of instruction or different buses means one bus will use for the memory write, bus will use for the memory read, bus will be used for IO read, and one bus will be used for IO write. So there may be four different buses will be there, and if you will make the structure like that. Okay, this is for address, this is for data bus, and now control buses divided into four parts. First part, that is the memory read, second is the memory write, third is the IO read, and fourth is the IO write. So we can divide this part according to that part. If you want to memory read, so you will enable this line. If you want to enable output write, you will enable this line. According to your application, you will enable the lines. So control buses, you use the different type of buses. Control bus in the IO mapped IO, there are different buses for the memory and different buses for the IO. So the main difference between the IO, now I am coming for the memory mapped IO. In the memory mapped IO, what is happening? Only the same bus, means if you use the control bus, same control bus, this is the control bus. Okay, so same control bus will be used for the, this is address, this is data, and the same control bus will be used for read write or IO read, means memory read, memory write, IO read or IO write. Okay, so that's why I am saying ki memory here, the memory used as a IO. Here you can say in the first part, you can say the IO and the memory are the different thing. Okay, memory and IO are the different thing. Okay, here in the second part, memory mapped IO, in this part you can say, in this part you can say the memory and the IO are the same thing. Okay, so memory and the IO, so memory, here you can put the memory and IO as well. Okay, so these are the same thing, means here the CPU is here and you are using the same data buses, so there is no different part for the IO. Okay, in this type of situation, is it okay till now? You are with me? अभी तक समझ आया what is happening here? So first
Yes,
I am
yes.
repeating this part, that is the IO mapping. In the IO mapping there are two parts. First is the isolate IO, or you can say IO mapped IO. Second is the memory mapped IO. In the IO mapped IO, what is happening? There is the isolate, means control buses. So address bus and the data bus will be same for the memory and the for the IO devices, but only the control buses will change. Okay, according the operation of read and write, the control bus take the individually IO devices read or IO devices write, or memory read or memory write. According to that, you can plan your means this type of situation. In the second type of situation, what is happening? In the second type of situation, I am saying I am making the memory and the IO the similar device. Okay, this is a similar thing or individual thing. So control buses you are using here, the control bus you are using here, same control bus you are using. Okay, address and data, already you know, that is you are using the same thing. Okay, so address, data and control buses are same for the memory as well as the IO devices in the memory mapped IO devices. So one by one we will also see the different type of means characteristics of the IO mapped IO. So this is the first part, IO mapped IO. I will tell you. the characteristics. So you can see here one by one I am telling you address and data was common. So you already know in the both of the part means IO mapped IO and memory mapped IO address and data buses are common. Here you can see separate read and write control buses are there. So I have already told you that is IO read, IO write, memory read and memory write. There are different buses you will use for write and read operations. Here the IO and the memory have the separate address space. Now I am telling about the address space. So you can understand here the diagram is given here. So you can understand some memory using the different addresses here and the IO devices uses the different address space. So it will start from 0 to FFFFF, whatever the size, according to size, it will take the addresses. Okay, so different memory space will be used by the IO based ISO. So you can say that is the isolate because the IO device is using the different address space. That's why it is isolate, and that's why I am saying that that is isolate mapping also. That isolate word come from here because IO device is taking the address space different address spaces rather than the memory space. That's why we are saying that is a isolate isolate mapping. Okay, so till now you are with me. Is it okay? This part is okay? Yes or no? Come on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So here you can see for the memory, you know already, you know, if I just want to move from anything from anywhere, so move instruction you can use MOV. Okay, in the maps you also see that this part. So some from some register to some another register, if you want to store some values, so you move instruction you can use. Okay, okay, so from if you want to take the data from the memory to in any register, you can use the move, or you can vice versa, you can use that part move instruction. So here for the memory you will use the move instruction, but in the IO space, you can't use the move instruction because it is used for the memory. So special type of instruction are made. That instruction you can use, that is the in and out instruction. Okay, in and out instruction. So different type instruction for the moving data in the memory, or sorry, if you want to take some data from the from the IO devices, you can use the out. And if you want to means giving some data, means now I will tell you this IO devices can be used as a three part. That is the input, as a input you can use, as a output you can use, or you can use the input output as well. Both of the thing one device can use as well as as a input as well as a output also. Okay, so in means you are providing some data, out you are taking some data. So example you can take input devices means if you printing some, if you means uh, 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 if you taking some giving some data from the keyboard, so that is the in, you are giving some data. Out, if you are writing something and it is coming to the printer, coming to the printer devices or the monitor devices, then you can see that is the out thing. Okay, so input, so in instruction and out instruction you can use. So there are special command for the input mapped sorry IO mapped IO. In IO mapped IO you can use the input and output instruction, special instructions. So there is no need in the memory mapped input, because you are saying I am making both of these things uh, 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 together. I am taking both of the things together. Here you can use only the move for storing and the retrieving. Okay, only move instruction you can use. So here there is no need to take the input, sorry, to use the in instruction or the out instruction. There is no need to use these type of instruction because memory IO devices also work as the memory. So you can use the directly as a move instruction. So this part is okay. In this part in or out is needed. In second part in and out is not needed. Is it okay, beta? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The last part. in the points. So this point is covered, this point is covered. Memory transfer by the move instruction in the memory part. Okay. So the address of the IO is called the port. So here you can say, here you are not saying that is the addresses. Here we can say that is the port 1, port 2, port 3. Okay. So that's why sometimes the name of this IO mapped IO is called the port mapped IO, port mapped IO, because we are using the isolate IO. Okay, so we are calling the addresses like port. That's why instead of taking the word IO mapped IO, you can use the port mapped IO. So somewhere if you will find that port mapped IO, so you can understand that is the IO mapped IO. So there are three names I have told you. That first name is isolated, because the address space is isolated, so you are saying that is the isolated mapped mapping. Second, you can say IO mapped IO. Third, you can say that is the port mapped IO. So now you know the reason behind the naming of this thing. Okay. Now one point is coming here, that is written here. It is faster. So why I am saying faster? Faster because you have individually, you have the memory thing and you have the IO thing. Okay, so individually you are working here and you have some idea, you just want to put something here and you want to put something here. So individually you can put here and you can take the data from that thing, so it is faster. Okay, so these things, because this is isolate, so it is working individually, so that's why it is more faster than this thing. So another means memory mapped IO. So you can say this is the better. So most of the time you can see, because of the isolation, most of the computer use this type of thing, this type of means interconnection, IO mapped IO. Most of the computer I am saying. Okay, so because of the speed is better, and that's why you can use in the computers this. Okay, so second, I am going for this thing. So most of the point is covered already. So one by one we will see that memory mapped IO, in this type of arrangement, address, data and the control buses are same for the IO devices and the IO devices and memory. Okay, these buses are same because we are not we are making this a similar thing. We are taking the IO devices, IO thing as a memory, so we are taking only the one thing. Okay, so this part is clear. All the buses will be same for memory as well as the IO. It is okay, beta? Yes or no? Come on. Okay. Now, second thing, the same address space. Now, I am saying, because I am making the memory and the IO is the same thing. So you have to provide the similar address space. So similar address space means, if the address space is memory start from the 0000 H to FFFFFH. Okay. So this is the addresses of the memory. Now I am saying IO devices also work as the memory. So you have to put some area for the IO devices in the memory. So some addresses will be taken by the IO devices or IO. Okay. So some addresses will be taken. So you can say there is no individual IO space present in the this type of mapping, memory mapped IO. Okay, so IO and the memory shares the same address space. Okay, these taking the same address spaces. Is it clear? I think. Now single set of read and write for both memory and the output. So you know the control buses are same, so you will use the same read and write instruction for taking or retrieve the read or write the data. Okay, so you can say this time IO is also used as a memory, so you can take the same data. So there is no special command of in or out. Okay, there is no need to put the in or out because IO is working as a memory here. So only the move instruction can be used to transfer the data for IO or the memory. Okay, so for the IO devices and the memory, you can take the move instruction. So till now, I think these 2 points are clear. What is the difference between IO mapped IO and what is the difference between memory mapped IO? Is it clear, beta?
Yes,
Both
yes.
things are clear. Okay. If this part is clear, now I am coming to the IO interface. Now I will tell you what is the means of IO. I am taking the means connection with the CPU first, then I am coming to the interface. Okay. So IO interface. So first IO IO means IO subsystem of the computer. IO is a subsystem of the computer that provides an efficient mode to communicate between the CPU. You can say this is the CPU, okay, and the outside world. Outside world, you can say, you can take here, okay, some interfaces here. IO interface, you can say this is interface. Okay, so I am just telling you, you can't, means if you want to connect keyboard, okay, so you can't directly connect to the keyboard to the CPU. Even you can see, so some interface is needed between the CPU or the outside world, like printer. You need some interface, printer, or third type you can say magnetic taps or magnetic discs. So I am saying, so on the basis of these things, so first we will divide this peripheral devices. You can say these are the IO devices. In IO devices, you can say the devices which can provide the input or the devices which can take the output. These are the peripheral devices. So input output devices are attached to the computer, also called the peripherals. Okay, so I think this thing you already know. So there are three types of peripherals present in the computer system, that is input peripherals, output peripherals, and the input output peripherals. Means input peripherals means keyboard. You just provide some data from the keyboard. Printers or monitor, that is the output peripherals. And third thing is the input output peripherals. So you can take the magnetic tapes or the magnetic discs. Means you can say CD. Already you know the CD thing. Hello. So some of students know about that. You can write the CD or you can play the CD. So you can write this thing, you can provide the input to this, or you can take the output from that. So input and output peripherals. So some input output peripherals also present. So input peripherals, output peripherals, and third thing input output peripherals. So we can't connect the input output devices directly to CPU. Some interface is needed between these things. So what is these means interface, or what is the connection between that? So first we can understand. First we will understand why we cannot connect the peripherals to the CPU. So there are some reasons why which we cannot connect the peripherals to the CPU directly, or memory with the memory. So memory and CPU, now I am taking the same thing, and the peripherals is a different thing. So due to the peripherals, most of the time peripherals is the electromagnetic devices or the electromechanical devices, and memory and the CPU is the electronic devices. So there are difference of the working. That's why we directly cannot connect these devices to the CPU. Second thing is data transfer rate. Data transfer rate is different for the CPU and for the peripheral devices. Because of these difference of the speed, we can't connect these devices directly. So some synchronization technique should be present between of that. Third thing, most of the time the peripheral devices data codes and the formats are different, because it mostly time the peripheral devices use the byte and block thing, and the CPU use the word. Okay, so I think these words, these byte, block, and words, so most of the time the peripherals use the byte thing, the block thing, but the memory or the CPU use the word format. Okay, so word format is it's used. That's why we can't connect this thing means directly. And the obviously the operating modes are different for the peripheral devices and the CPU. These are the 4 points. That's why we cannot connect the peripherals directly to the CPU. So there should be a means common there should be a means technique to interconnect these things. So this interface is the thing. This interface is the thing by which we can connect the processor or the CPU to the directly to the IO devices or the peripherals. Okay, so this is the diagram you can understand. Some devices I am writing here. So this is the peripherals. Some peripherals are there. So keyboard, display device, printer here, magnetic disc, magnetic taps is here, and this is processor. So data buses is here, control buses is here, and address buses is here. So you can say, so what is present in the interface? So now we can see, so there is some diagram about the interface. This is the interface. In the interface you can find there are three things. First is address decoder. Okay, address decoder. So I am now telling you about this part. So I am taking this picture only, means this picture, and I am elaborating this interface thing. So address decoder is present. Second, the control circuit is present. Okay, and third thing is data status register. Data, or you can say data and status registers. Okay, so in the interface devices, these three things are present. Okay, on the basis of that you can connect the peripherals to the CPU. So when I am taking one example, when some data is coming, some address is coming, so it coming to the interface, some address is coming to the interface. Okay, then this will work. The address decoder will work. It will decode the address. After that, it will send to the you can say okay. So address is decoded by the address decoder. Second, the control line means if you want to use the write operation or the read operation, or this control thing will tell you, the control bus tell you it is connected to the control circuit. It will tell you which type of operation that device is needed. So you can, this control circuit is connected to the control line. Okay, it will decode, you can say it will decode the control signal. Okay, some control signal is coming to the control signal and it is decoding what type of operation it should need it. Okay, and third type of thing means data means you have to store some data. So there are some registers, means you can say data register or status register. Status means it will tell the status. So for the data you have to need some registers. So in the interface these three things are present, that is the address, that is the control for the address bus is uh, address decoder used for the address bus, control circuit is used for the control signal, and the data addresses or data lines used for storing the data or the status. So the status register or data registers are also present in the interface unit. By this way you can interconnect the peripheral devices to the CPU. So what is present in the interface, that is clear. On the basis of three type of buses, there are three type of circuits here or three types of things here. So by which you can, this is the interface unit. Okay, so in the interface unit, address decoder is present, control circuit is present, and the data and the status register is present. Is it clear? This part is clear, beta?
Yes.
Hello. Okay. So now I am telling you. So here you can see here there are four type of command in the IO command. You can see that is the four type of IO command is here. First is control command. Okay, used to activate the peripherals to tell it what to do. So I have already told you. First the control signal will tell you. First the control signal will tell you. Sorry. Now my device is means visible. I am visible. My screen is visible to you. Hello.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, okay. Some interruption is here. Okay, no problem. So control signal will control line will send the control signal, and it will, this control circuit will tell you which type of operation you can do. So the first command is control command. Okay, so first command is control command. Second, you can use the status command. Okay, it is used to test the various status condition in the interface and the peripherals. So second command is the status command. Okay, so first you can understand some address will be sent, the address decoder will be decode that address. Okay, after that control signals will be sent, then control circuit will be find which type of operation you can do, then the status thing or status command will be sent, so it will find the status of the peripheral devices. After that, two type of operation you can do again, that is the IO read. So IO read. So I am finding the fluctuation. Have you find the fluctuation in your system? So it is visible now.
Yes, sir, fluctuations हो रहे हैं लेकिन सर स्क्रीन विजिबल है सर.
Okay, okay, okay.
सर
So
एक
I
सेकंड
don't.
में ब्लैंक हो जा रही है सर, ब्लैक हो जा रही है.
हाँ, that's why. So I don't know. Maybe मेरी जो peripheral devices है वो ज़्यादा पास आ गई हैं. That's why. So कुछ दूर किया है मैंने. Anyways, मैंने वो कनेक्ट कर रखा है ना. तो that is the IO read and IO. So again. So I am telling you like this only. So IO read and IO write. So you can understand here. If you want to write some data, okay, so you will send some data from the data line to the interface. Okay, this interface what will do, it will store the data and it will store the data in the register. Okay, some register is the present here, so the register will store the data and after that this data will be stored to the input devices. So this is the write operation. So if you will go in this direction, that is the write operation. Fluctuations ज़्यादा आ रहे हैं ना? I don't know why, क्यों हो रहा है? Okay, so similarly, this is the write operation again from the input to the data line. If you want to send some data to the CPU, so first you will write some you will send some data. So this data will be stored in the interface. So this is the input device. Again, what is happening, I don't know this time. The input device send the data to the interface. Okay, so this data sent to the interface register store the data and this data will be send it to the data line, and this data line connected to the CPU, so your data will be reached to the CPU. So this is the mechanism to write and the read. So there are two type of signal in the input write and the output write, by which you can means read the data or you can write the data. So is it clear? This part is clear?
Yes sir.
Okay, so I think this is means easy part because already you have learned the more thing. So now overall picture, if you will see the overall picture, so I can say these are the means, you can say these are the port register. Now I am starting from here. This is inclined to CPU. This is the CPU thing. In the CPU it is happening. This is the part of where the peripheral device is present. Okay. So here you can say that is the input data. This is the data. So port A register, port B register, third is the control register, and fourth is the status register. There are four type of register present in the IO devices. Okay, here you can say the control chip. The control unit is here, so you just want to read operation or the write operation, and two things also present here, that is the chip select CS. Chip select means if when you enable this line, then this IC will be enabled and this IC will be work. Okay, the register select means you have the four choices, means if you want to send the data port A, port B, or the control register or the status register. So why the choosing of this RS1 or RS0? Just a minute, I am connecting again. Okay, so if you will choose this, now I am taking a table. You have the three inputs CS, RS1. Again it is happening, I connected that part, so there is problem with that. I think it is taking earthing from anywhere. So RS2. Okay, so what is happening, if you are selecting this 0, then what is the value of RS1, RS2? There is no means no matter this chip will not enable, there will no, and there will no working in this system. Okay, if you will select this is 1. Okay, so I am taking 4 1. Now I am selecting this is 0 0, this is 0 1, this is 1 0, and this is 1 1. Okay, according to that, these things you can understand. When I am selecting 0 0, this RS1 and RS0, the port A will be active. So the data, so if you want to read and write operation, you will enable the read thing or the write thing according to your application. Okay, if you will enable the read, you will make the 1 here and you will make the write 0. And if you are choosing this RS1 and RS0 is equal to 0 0, so port 1 will be inactive. No, port 1 will be active, other port will be inactive, means these things will be inactive. According to that, if you are selecting 0 1, then port will be selecting, and you are not selecting the port A, port C, means control register and the status register also. So according to these 1 0, if you are selecting, so you are choosing this control register. If you are choosing 1 1 here, RS R0, RS0 and RS1, then you are choosing the status register. Okay, according to that, it is this internal bus of the device, IO device, connected to the bus buffer or the direct to the CPU or data bus, you can say. So this is directly connected to the CPU. So your data will be reached to the CPU, or your data will come to the from the CPU, because this is the bidirectional. So according to these structure, this is the general structure to doing the to connect the input output interface. Okay, or you can connect the input output peripheral devices by this structure. So this is the mechanism to connect the IO devices or IO peripherals. So I think, so what is the mechanism? There are two mechanisms to connect that. That is the IO mapped IO, second the memory mapped IO. What is the means of peripherals? How can you connect? What is the general idea for connecting these things? So this part is clear, I think. So how can you connect this in means IO devices to the CPU? This part is clear. What is the means of interface? What is the what is the architecture of the interface? How can you choose according to your data address buses? According to your buses, there are 3 types in the interface. So you can say that is the address decoder, control circuits, and the data and status register. So this is the interface unit. So whole thing, I think you understand this part. Is it okay beta or not? ये clear हुआ है? Hello.
Yes.
Okay. So आज के लिए तो इतना था. So I am stopping first. I am stopping the something is happening here, I think.